Hey, what's going on, Rock Metal Nation? Coming back at you with a new video. Now, we're already halfway through 2020, so I thought I'd make a quick video talking about my favorite albums of the year that have been released so far. So, we're already, July, so we've had a shitload of great releases. These are my personal favorite. I know there's a lot of good albums that have been released or are going to be released. But again, we're halfway through the year, so these are some of my early favorites that have been released so far. So we're gonna start off with an album that came out at the beginning of the year in January, and that is one of my new favorite bands, Haunt, and the album Mind Freeze. Now these guys, man, I don't know, ever since the first minute I heard like Haunt, back in late 2018, they instantly became one of my favorite bands. So living back home, back in Bronzeville, making a 6-hour drive to a 12-hour show for a 25-minute set just to see Haunt, man. But these guys, man, fucking Trevor William Church, the singer and guitarist of Haunt, he's one of the hardest working individuals in the music industry, in my opinion, man. I mean, he's got Haunt, he's got Beastmaker, he's got Hysteria. Within those three bands, he's released I don't know, like 10 full-length albums and a couple of EPs in a span of like little less than 4 years. But Mind Freeze came out in January, and I love Haunt because of that old school sound, man. This is a new band, but it's that new wave of traditional heavy metal. This new album incorporates some synth into it, which I think is pretty badass. And I've already seen them twice. I saw them at Hell's Heroes. Actually, no, I saw them once, yeah. And then I was about to see them at Hell's Heroes again, but fucking COVID happened and shut that down. But I have a fucking signed vinyl from that show. I'm always plugging them on my live stream, but that's one of my favorite albums. If you haven't checked it out, this is just that old school sound, man. The fucking synth, the guitars, the drums. Now this album came out in January, and actually it didn't make my list because they released a new album a couple of weeks ago called Flashback, which is also epic, but that one's not available to like on the streaming services and stuff other than Bandcamp. So if you're familiar with Bandcamp, go and check out their newest album, Flashback, that came out. So that's one of my top ones, Haunt's Mind Freeze. One of my second favorite albums is Of Truth and Sacrifice from Germany's Heaven Shall Burn. Now, this fucking album is brutal from start to finish. And I remember hearing Heaven Shall Burn, I don't know, maybe in 2005, 2006. At that time, I discovered another cool band from Germany called Caliban. And I remember going to FYE and buying, it was a fucking split compilation with Heaven Shall Burn and Caliban. And I remember on that it had the track Unleash Enlightenment, and right away I was blown. And I know these guys, they hadn't released anything in a while, so when Of Truth and Sacrifice came out at the beginning of the year, I think it was around like March maybe, I was fucking like excited, and then they released it, and then it's fucking 19 tracks of fucking badass music, man. My favorite off that is The Protector, but also I do like the song and the video for My Heart in the Sea. Like, that's a fucking badass track. So that's another one of my favorite albums, man. If you haven't checked it out, go and check out fucking Heaven Shall Burn. And I recommend the track The Protector, because it's pretty badass. Now, another album that was released early, it's barely halfway in the year. I keep saying early, like maybe a month or two ago, was Trivium, their new album, What the Dead Men Say. Now, that album, personally, I like it. I liked it a lot, but I just feel like it's the Sin in the Sentence 2.0. Now, it's got some badass tracks, and it's one of my favorite bands. Like, I have their fucking logo tattooed on my arm. I've seen them a couple of times. Last time was with Fit for an Autopsy in San Antonio. But Trivium is one of those bands that they keep releasing good music. Like, as always, man, Heffy and the fucking Corey's guitar work are always badass. I do like the direction that, like, Matt's voice, you can tell, has been evolving since what, the Crusade, you know, because that's when they went pretty much all clean vocals, and then he went back to the screaming and singing. But I always feel like his vocals are always improving, man. But I gotta say, the best part about fucking Trivium, like these last, I don't know, last 2 albums, I think it was a Sin in the Sentence, excuse me, it was the addition of the fucking drummer, man. This guy they brought in, and I can't think of the name, I'm trying to remember off the top of my head, but this guy, I know he was formerly of fucking Battlecross. He was in Battlecross, and then I think he's in Dragon Lord, the project with Jane Hoagland. But I'm trying to fucking think, and I know it because it's one of my favorite bands. I can't think of it right now. But anyways, What the Dead Men Say came out, and it's pretty badass. My brother, that's one of his favorite bands. I know they just did a live stream like last week with like a full set playing some of the songs. You know, I know my brother always tells me fucking Shattering. Well, I like Scattering the Ashes and the Defiant, the title track with the Dead Men Say, also pretty badass. But, so that's another one of my fucking my favorite albums so far. Moving on to the next one, man. The next one is one of my favorites because thrash metal is where it's at, and that's the newest album from Havok, titled V. Now that album came out, what, I want to say at the beginning of May, like the first week of May, and that, you know, Havok never disappoints for me. You know, it's I love thrash music. A lot of you will know I love thrash music, and when that album came out, bro, that shit was on repeat, like from start to finish for hours on a day. And Havok is one of those bands, man, that like when it comes to thrash, they're one of my favorite because they're just so fucking good, man. The crunchiness, the fucking fast, and I don't know, this album I actually liked it more than their last effort, Conformicide. And I did get to see Havok on the Kilthrax tour, the last Kilthrax tour. So I got to hang out with David for a little while. We took a picture together. I bought him a shot, and I got some merch and stuff. He's a fucking cool dude, man. He actually took time to fucking chat, and we chatted for a little while as Anthrax was playing. We were just there fucking watching him play and talking and taking a couple of shots. But yeah, fucking that new Havok album V is one that if you haven't, you need to check out, and I guarantee you're gonna fucking love. And the last one is another thrash record that was released, I mean, I want to say maybe last month, I think. But it's the latest effort from Warbringer, Weapons of Tomorrow, man. Like, I remember they released a rough cut of the title track, or of one of the tracks, and it was like, shit, I don't know, way at the beginning of the year, and it was okay. And then right before the album dropped, they released the final cut, and it was just fucking more brutal, if you will. And Warbringer is a band I have not seen yet, and I've recently got into them. I think I really got into them with what was their Woe to the Vanquished, I think was 2017, if I'm not mistaken. But I remember that year, or last year, they were gonna play here in San Antonio. Well, they played here with Enforcer, but I wasn't able to make that fucking show. And I was like real excited because like I had recently discovered them and I love their music, and I was like, oh fuck, I'm gonna get to see them, but then I didn't. But yeah, this is another fucking badass thrash album that I'll say it compares personally like right there with that new Havok album. It's like neck and neck as far as thrash. So this was just a quick video, man. Like I said, I didn't get too much into the details of the songs and stuff, but just a little quick video of some of my favorite albums. So you should check out, if you haven't, go and check out Haunt, Mind Freeze, Heaven Shall Burn of Truth and Sacrifice, Trivium's What the Dead Men Say, Havok album V, and Warbringer's Weapons of Tomorrow, man. So if there's any albums you think I should check out, or you know, if you want to put some of your favorite albums in the comments, please do. But you know, if you want, like the video, comment, subscribe, share all that shit, man. You know, and also tune in Wednesday and Saturdays for my live stream for my PS4. Just make sure the notification bell is on. We can get our jam on and our drink on. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.